Whoa! Oh! 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 The whole riverbank has collapsed. Oh! All the big rains, the whole... This is going to be the site A for the sauna. Clovis! Holy cow, buddy! The whole... Whoa, the current's strong. I can't believe it. Looking out here, this is the view. It's a sign from the gods. He destroyed the riverbank where the other site was gonna be. Clearly the gods want us to build the sauna here, folks. Right, Clovis? Yes. Hey, buddy, are we going? Oh, yeah, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I am James ALOFS. I left the big city to build an off-grid homestead on 40 acres of Canadian wilderness. This area of Ontario has giant ridgelines, deep valleys, and pure rivers. Black bears, gray wolves, mountain lions, moose, and many forest spirits share the land. I started in November 2023. Starting with a modest 12 by 16 foot guest cabin, my goal is to build such a glorious homestead that I attract a magnificent wife, have several military-grade babies, and raise our Swiss mountain dog, Clovis. Welcome to Wild Homestead. Clovis. Guten Abend, meine Freunde. Is that how you say it in German? So that's the last vector, as far as I can tell, for flies getting up into our roofing system, were these gaps down here, because you could naturally see how a fly might get up under here if it's hot, if it's rainy or whatever, and then there's all these pathways to get to the top. So other than the flies that might already be in there, I don't think we're going to get any more in.
Good Clovis. Taking a big poop. Big post-dinner poop.
Velociraptor. Oh yeah.
Good boy. Good Clovis. Wait. Look, oh my God, he's already waiting. Free dog. Free dog. Free. Go. Good boy. Good boy. There we go. There we go. Aye. Was that tasty? Yeah. Oh. Clovis has the morning zoomies, don't you, buddy? At least you can run around and explore. So what we did here last night, folks, is we essentially dug out this, basically, I think it's about 80% of what the underneath of this bay is. I'm going to do the same on the other side. we have some leftover gravel. So I had two very interesting comments on episode 40. Fellow suggesting if you really want to make it as dry as possible underneath, go down to the mineral soil, which in this case is basically pure sand. Remove the organic matter off the top, put down a layer of poly sheeting, and then put gravel over top. Now, I don't know about putting poly sheeting, just like leaving it in the ground. To me, there's something very unnatural about that, even though it will reduce moisture. I think we've got enough gravel to basically cover 80% of the middle of each bay here. Now, if you can see here, you see that kind of like different or reddish colored soil there. That is the sand. So if we do another kind of 3/4 or half of a shovelful down, we'd be hitting the sand. I figure why not, you know, we've got some extra gravel left over. We might as well do it. And because this is Musashi's fire shed, you might as well. If Musashi was doing this, I think he'd probably do this, even though it's adding some more work here.
Where's your shovel, buddy? Where's the shovel? You just get to sniff and play around the whole time? As you see this kind of like reddish stuff. That's the sand layer. So I took this basically down. You see it peeking through in some spots. It's basically right on that precipice between the organic matter and then the sand beneath. That's why this field is always so dry, is because we're on a bank of entirely sand. There's no clay here because, you know, the river is right over there. And during the last ice age, the edge of the river probably came right up to the edge of this cliff and deposited all of the sand during the melting glaciers. That's my hypothesis from my geography undergraduate degree. Now, I haven't taken this side down quite as far. It's probably 3/4 the depth of this. I just don't think we have enough gravel. I'm going to fill this side first and then see how much gravel we have. If we do have enough gravel, I think, to fill this guy properly, then we'll take just that extra little layer of organic off right down to the sand. And I think it's worth it, man. I have an inkling that it's going to be worth it. We'll see. But I just feel like WWMD, what would Musashi do? I think he would use this extra gravel to do this, man. So let's see how it turns out. Let's get our first load of gravel. sure this thing's being so weird and wonky. Got a flat tire, man. That is a bummer. Oh, hi.
Clovis woke up from his nap. Oh, you get so sleepy. You go tearing around and then you get so sleepy. Oh, yes. King Clovis. Yes. Oh, where's Clotilda, the Burgundian princess? Have you found her?
Clovis, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out. Clovis, watch out. Crazy man. It's very weird. Just heard some crashing noises in the woods that way. Like there was something that got spooked and started running off. So I grabbed Clovis and I put him back into his penned in area over there. He's not happy with me. But gotta be safe, man. This, that's why I never listen to podcasts or music out here. Is because, your hearing is so critical. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, was this one step backward for two steps forward? Or was this two steps backward for one step forward? I don't really know, but I do know that if Miyamoto Musashi was here, he would say, James, domo arigato. Hai. So I just like the idea of sand, gravel, air, I believe is superior to sand, organic matter, air in terms of drying. So we got, 80% of the bays underneath here. Was it worth an entire day of shoveling gravel in the pouring rain? I don't know. But I think that, the day that when Sophie Turner or the homestead wife, whoever she happens to be, arrives, and I'm showing her Musashi's woodshed, fire shed, I can honestly say that no effort was spared in the construction of Musashi's fire shed. Forest Red Oak! Guten Morgen. So guys, I heard from my neighbor who nearly had his two dogs lured out by the wolves that it happened again. And this time he actually saw the three wolves that were involved. And what else we have found out is that there's a neighbor in the valley who's feeding the wildlife actively with grains. So this couple, they like sitting on their back porch and, seeing the moose and the deer and the wild turkey and all the such critters But the problem with bringing in those critters is that it also brings in the carnivores. So I'm not sure if this is legal or not. I think the direct neighbors to this couple have asked them to stop doing it, but they're still doing it. So I don't know if there's any legal, ways to stop them from doing this, but it's definitely bringing in the all the wild critters. So after hearing that, and also I think this was a few days ago or last week, Clovis has wandered off a few times as I'm working here. And, one time it took me about 5 minutes to find him. So I think just until he gets bigger, I found this really cool. I went to the pet store in the local town and was recommended this system, that peg that screws into the ground. And then this cord here, what's nice about this is a steel cord. It's 30 feet long. So I put it, hello, buddy, just long enough so that he can come basically right out to the work site. But can also get him inside the fenced-in area if necessary. And it's got a little spring on this end, and it's got a little spring on that end. So if he gets to the end of the tether really quick, it's not going to snap him super viciously. Oh, look who I found sleeping over here. Sleepy face. Sleepy face, post-lunch snoozing. You gonna come out for a visit, buddy? Huh? You got your giant collagen bone? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, you're not sleepy anymore. No. Oh my goodness. That's all she wrote. This thing took more than a tank to do these three. These guys were just brutal. There was a lot of mold on these guys. Clovis! Hey, buddy. Okay, guys, that's the main structure right there. We're all fired up. Now, I'll show you a little error in the back here. We got this lined up. Lines up pretty good. The back two beams. The back third beam, this guy's a little far back. You can see it's off by about 2.5 or 3 inches. I think, right around here we were hitting the roots. That's what's hard about these earth augers, is that when you're going down, and if you hit a root, the auger kind of imperceptibly can shift 2, 3, or 4 inches in any direction, and you're just like, you're going, man. And once you get that hole kind of going, it's almost impossible to kind of recenter the hole. So just got to be careful. Almost got to go in. It'd be a good idea to go in with the Sawzall and just like cut out any roots before you start in the top few feet to make sure you're centered. It's still almost, the load is almost on the post. But thankfully, it's going to be a very steep roof. So there's not going to be, any snow load staying up there. We've been talking recently about the fall of the Roman Empire and how important a role that Attila and the Huns played. They basically set off a pinball domino effect that led to the fall of the Roman Empire. That's the hypothesis of historian Peter Heather, which I think is very persuasive. But, you know, why were the Huns so unstoppable? Because you had all these very militarily proficient people in Western Europe at that time, Slavic tribes, the Germanic nations like the Franks, the Burgundians, the Goths, etc., and then the Romans themselves. But one reason was the fleeing tactic that the Huns used that I've already mentioned, how they would attack and then feign a retreat and draw their enemies out of formation and then return back and kind of slice and dice them because they were fully mounted on their horses. They were extremely mobile. So that mobility and that fleeing tactic was very helpful, but arguably the most important thing was their bows. So the Huns had these composite bows that were the strongest the world had ever seen. They could literally pierce armor from up to 100 meters away, and their bows used animal sinew and animal bones combined with wood into the curvature of the bow. And the draw strengths were enormous. I think they were like close to 100 pounds. But the ability to shoot projectiles through armor at that range, no one in the world had ever seen that. None of the Goths, the Franks, the Romans even, they were not prepared to deal with that intense of a weapon. And the combination of the extreme mobility, the tactical genius of the fleeing, feigning retreat, and then also these bows, it just made the Huns unstoppable. Now, eventually, they did figure it out, and the Romans, with their allies, at a giant battle called the Battle of the Catalonian Plains in modern-day France, they did defeat Attila the Hun, and that basically was his downfall. He died not far after that event, but it took a long time for them to crack that code of how to deal with the Huns. And for a very long time, they were a unstoppable force. But unfortunately for the Romans, they did set off this chain of events that swamped the Western Roman Empire. Clovis, come here. Hey, come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, come. Come here. Come. Come on. Come on. Sit. Sit. Wait, sit. Free dog. Oh yeah. So I just came across a set of eyes on the ATV trail, and it was a feral cat. So I chased it, went higher speed, chased it, came over here, and it was sitting looking at me through the woods, and I ran towards it, and it took off. But man, feral cats are an absolute menace. Feral cats, if you look at the stats, the estimate is they kill over 1 billion songbirds per year. They're direct competitors up here to bobcat and Canadian lynx, and they're just no good, right? Because they don't belong here in the ecosystem. They're a domesticated animal that are being abandoned by their owners, and they reproduce in the wild. Feral cats are not good, man. Okay, folks, so we're going to be using 2x10s for the next step. And somehow, there's many ways to do this, but I think the kind of most elegant way would be to cut, because the 2x10 I just measured is actually 9¼ inches in its depth. Cut something 1.5 inches deep and 9¼ inch long into the face so the board can be recessed in. Oh man, he loves these things the most. These are little like, it's not rawhide, it's not collagen. I think it's like, it's literally like the urethra from cattle. And it's just, it's soft enough where they can chew it, but they don't choke on it. He really likes this thing, man. He's gone through, this is his like 3rd one in 3 weeks. Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now the tricky part is going to be how do you cut right up to that line that we need to cut up to. So how are we going to do that? It's 2.5 inches. Oops, just about 1/4 inch off. Okay, Clovis, it's lunchtime, buddy. It's lunchtime. Ready? Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Free dog. Good boy. Man, I just put Clovis back in the cabin here. He's been eating stones and rocks. And I messaged the breeder, and she said that that's something that Swiss Mountain Dogs are known for. In the puppy stage is eating small rocks and gravel. She said you really have to be careful. Which is tough because there's gravel and small stones like everywhere. Right? So a lot of things that I think he's been, chewing on that I thought was wood, I'm now kind of realizing, oh my goodness, how many of these things have been stones. I watched him one time. He picked up a stone, he chewed on it, and he actually swallowed it. So, the biggest concentration of gravel is around the cabin. I think that means, especially in the front of the cabin here, what I think that means is that next week we're going to have to build the front deck to kind of cover all this gravel out here, because the cabin is built on a foundation of gravel, right? I think that the other danger is the gravel on this side. We'll have to get a rake the gravel in tight, and then maybe even get like a dark colored, like a brown or a black tarp, and just have it, whatever it is, 2 feet over there. Thankfully, the gravel's not that much underneath the fire shed. And the other thing he was eating, why I had to take him in, that area there where my tools are on top of, that's got that pea gravel. We originally built it in front of the other tent because in the spring there was a lot of mud. He was eating the gravel from there. So I don't know if this is a puppy thing. Like, I don't remember my family's Weimaraners eating gravel. Oh, yeah, baby. Guys, what the heck? Doing 1.5 of these, we've burned through 3 5-amp batteries. That's nuts. I don't know, can these blades get dull like that quickly? Is that why it's taking more juice, or do these things just take that much juice? The other way I was thinking about doing this is taking the circular saw and just setting it to a depth of 1.5 inches, cutting a bunch of things and chiseling it out. And the other way is to use, I think, the chainsaw. I'm worried about the chainsaw not being that accurate, easily going off on like a little bit of a tangent. Maybe we'll switch over to the circular saw and then try using the chisel. Whoa, dude. Oh my, that's easy. What? Dude. Nice. Okay, so those big boys, those 3-inch screws, I don't have the right head for them, but those are the recommended fasteners for these big brackets. So, you know, next week, once we can get back into town and get the right head, we can tackle these guys in. But we got, you know, we got these 2.5-inch deck screws just holding them in place. And then critically, I think we got these two giant 10-inch long timber lock screws tacking into those two beams ahead of them. So I think for now, and it's remarkably plumb rather. So that's pretty cool, man. This thing is huge. This is ridiculous. Right on. Oh, nice.
Good boy. Oh, he's already staying. That's good. Free dog.
Nice.
Whoa, this one's way off. This way. Oh, perfect. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. It's our firewood. It's firewood, King Clovis. Yeah.
Buddy, you got 4 soft chew toys. You got like 4 or 5 different kinds of kind of animal-based chew things. This is not rawhide, by the way. This is collagen. It's a collagen chew. And you decide that the coolest thing to chew is the side of that chair. You crazy, buddy. The Swiss, they are so crazy.
Clovis, come.
Good boy. Good boy.
Clovis, sit.
No. Good boy. Good boy.
Nice.
What do you think, Clovis? Pretty crazy, eh, man? Damn. This thing is a beast.
Clovis, can you help out with the floor, buddy? You just sleeping in the sun, man? Houston, we have a problem. There is a giant unidentified object in northern Canada. We do not know what it is. Apollo 13, don't worry. That is just the Wild Homestead Musashi fire shed. I know it's visible from space, but he's got it under control. Holy Hades, ladies and gentlemen. We just ran out of propane, and we almost got these boards finished here, but we'll finish off the floor next week. It's taken me about 20 minutes to do these groups of 5. So that's like, I think literally 10 times faster than it has taken to do these big wet beams. So that's the good news. I think the floor and the roof is going to go very quick with the propane torching and tacking them together. Tune in next week to see what we're doing for the roof. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I was hoping to get started on the foundation for the sauna this week. We're a bit behind schedule. Was doing the gravel bottoms for the fire shed. Was that a waste of time? I don't think it was. It definitely slowed us down. It was definitely difficult doing it in pouring cold rain. But I think when I look back after all is said and done, that I would be glad that I spent the time to do it. So we'll see, guys. We'll play it by ear, depending on how the timing, our timeline goes with these other foundation builds before the ground freezes up. Pretty dramatic how that river, the flooding river, it's now at its winter level, how it's changed the course of the river. Like that bank where we were the site A option for the sauna, the back end of it basically collapsed into the river. So site A is definitely not an option. We definitely have to go with site B. Anyways, guys, the fight continues with King Clovis and I, all you wild homesteaders out there. And may the gods bless you and your families, both the old gods and the new. Strength and honor. If life's getting you down, just remember these 9 words and 36 syllables. Ooga, booga.